Hello guys, welcome to the Allrasta channel to discuss and explain the exciting storyline of your favorite series, SwallowedStar episode 203. In the previous episode, we witnessed Luo Fang fighting against one of the rulers of the ice prison, Yin Mo. Although his strength was still no match for Yin Mo, at least Luo Fang was able to launch several unexpected attacks. Luo Fang then trained in two martial arts styles simultaneously, Bright Moon and 10,000 Star Sermon Map, for 2,000 years to increase his strength. After reaching an agreement with Yin Mo, Luo Fang exchanged the virtual universe sensor for valuable treasures in his possession. This act is what prompted Bo Hua, the ruler of the southern ice prison region, to also want to do the same, to trade the virtual universe sensor for the treasures he possessed. So what happens next? Alright, without further ado, let's dive straight into the plot. The story begins with negotiations between Luo Feng and Bo Hua. In order to free himself from the ice prison that had held him captive for a very long time, Bo Hua was willing to exchange one of his treasures for a sensor to the virtual universe. However, Luo Feng immediately rejected the offer outright. He even said it repeatedly, emphasizing that he absolutely did not want to exchange it for a treasure that Luo Feng considered cheap. Surrounding Luo Feng with his companions, Bo Hua raised his offer by promising Luo Feng two of his heirlooms. The transaction was actually very profitable for Luo Feng because outside the ice prison, the virtual universe sensor was only a cheap item, while the two heirlooms were the last offer Bo Hua could give. However, grinning, Luo Feng refused again. This made Bo Hua furious. He began to exert his power to intimidate Luo Feng, a pressure that even made his own subordinates feel afraid. But Luo Feng remained calm and showed no fear. Connecting to the virtual universe was the only way for Bo Hua to escape the ice prison. Therefore, if Luo Feng refused to give up his sensor, Bo Hua considered killing Luo Feng on the spot. Sensing his enemy's intention to kill, Luo Feng remained calm and said that if Bo Hua killed him, then he would not be able to obtain permission to access the sensor to enter the virtual universe. In addition, Luo Feng was also confident that Bo Hua would not be able to kill him. In fact, Luo Feng dared to respond to Bo Hua's threat by showing the sealed star balls in his hand. After Bo Hua calmed his anger, he finally made a new offer. He would trade his most valuable possession, the Beast God Inheritance token from the Ancestral God sect, the #1 sect in the entire universe. Babata then explained that the Ancestral God sect was born at the same time as the birth of the universe. They did not fight for power and did not interfere in various conflicts, but they were able to recruit powerful beings from billions of races throughout the universe. Because there were only super elites in the sect, the number of members was not too large, only about 3,000 people. Despite their small numbers, the Ancestral God sect was able to surpass the power of the 6 peak races and become the #1 power. This was why the Beast God's inheritance was known as the highest inheritance in the sect, and the token held by Bo Hua was believed to be the key to that highest inheritance. Because it was such a valuable treasure, after thinking it over carefully, Luo Feng agreed to exchange it. For verification purposes, Bo Hua asked Luo Feng to hand over his sensor first. However, when checking it, Bo Hua felt that he was being played. Luo Feng did give him his sensor, but he blocked network access to the virtual universe. Of course, Luo Feng was not stupid enough to be played. If Luo Feng granted access immediately, before Bo Hua had given him the item, Bo Hua could enter the virtual universe and send a message to his tribe. Once he achieved his goal, Bo Hua would have no reason to give the token to Luo Feng. Therefore, Luo Feng told Bo Hua to hand over the token first if he wanted access to be opened. Hearing this, Bo Hua refused. He was afraid that Luo Feng would run away after obtaining the Beast God's inheritance token without granting access. Luo Feng immediately laughed. How could a famous northern prison ruler like Bo Hua be afraid that Luo Feng would run away from him? Luo Feng turned around as if he was about to leave, and said that he would leave immediately if Bo Hua didn't make a decision quickly. Luo Feng didn't care and left the Beast God Inheritance token, which was said to be the most valuable, to become useless trash in the ice prison. Gritting his teeth to hold back his anger, Donghua finally agreed to Luo Feng's terms. However, he threatened that if Luo Feng broke his promise, he would put a bounty on him so that all the warriors in the ice prison would hunt Luo Feng to the death. The inheritance token was finally handed over, along with Luo Feng throwing the unlocked access sensor onto the ground before finally leaving. After the transaction was complete, Donghua naturally planned to take back his precious treasure from Luo Feng to ensure that it remained in the possession of the Skywolf clan. Luo Feng was also aware that because the inheritance token was worth far more than ordinary heirlooms, Donghua would certainly not remain idle. Therefore, Luo Feng prepared for all possible future scenarios. In a region of demon territory, a massive flying palace known as the Skywolf Palace could be seen. Inside, Donghua's teacher had received a message from his student and was now reporting to the Skywolf Master, the leader of the Skywolf clan. The report stated that his student was currently being held in the Ice Hell prison. Without resources and expert guidance, Donghua had apparently reached the level of Invincible King, demonstrating enormous potential that could not be allowed to remain imprisoned there. Donghua's master wants to rescue his student directly, but unfortunately, his power is not yet comparable to that of Venerable Purple and Venerable Green of the Donghu race, who rule Ice Hell, specifically in the Wuhua secret region. Just to send a message, Donghua had to exchange a very valuable treasure. Because Donghua had reached the level of Invincible King of the Skywolf clan, the Skywolf Master decided to intervene directly to pick him up. This moved Donghua's teacher and convinced him that his student would be surprised to see their leader coming to pick him up. The Skywolf Master began preparing for his departure using the Arcana treasure, namely the Skywolf Palace, to move to his destination in a short time. The scene shifts to the ice prison planet. The Donghu race, who were going about their daily activities, were shocked by a massive earthquake that caused cracks to appear on the ice surface. Along with the appearance of a giant palace, many meteors also began to fall. The previously frigid Wuhua secret region turned into a hot lake of fire. Upon arrival, the Skywolf Master released a terrifying pressure of power. He was disappointed that he did not receive a welcome from the Donghu race and that they did not even kneel before him. When the Skywolf Master appeared with his giant body, which was larger than the ice prison planet, Venerable Purple and Venerable Green immediately approached him and asked him the reason for his arrival. The Skywolf Master expressed his annoyance that the Donghu race did not immediately kneel. While exerting pressure that could blow up large asteroid debris in space, the Skywolf Master stated that he knew there was a member of the Skywolf clan being held in the ice prison, namely Donghua, and demanded that he and his subordinates be released immediately. Without thinking twice, Venerable Green immediately complied and released Donghua and his subordinates from the ice prison. Donghua immediately knelt down and expressed his gratitude upon seeing the Skywolf Master picking him up in person. Not only that, but the Skywolf Master also ordered Venerable Green to immediately release the only member of the human race detained there, because he wanted to take him away as well. Of course, Venerable Purple and Venerable Green knew the human being in question, but strangely, both pretended not to know and said that there were no humans in the Ice Hell prison. Skywolf Master felt annoyed and began to exert even stronger pressure. He knew that Venerable Purple and Green were lying when Donghua had clearly reported that there was a human there. Despite being pressured continuously, the two Venerables insisted that there were no humans. This made the Skywolf Master even more interested. He was sure that Purple and Green's lies must have been for a reason. The human whose existence they were covering up must have had an unusual background, or there must have been an agreement between the two parties. Since the human race was the enemy, and the prisoner was not just any human, the Skywolf Master intended to destroy him. However, before doing so, he threatened the two Venerables of the Donghu race, starting with creating a hurricane that crushed them, and then blowing up several members of the race. Even though casualties began to mount, the two leaders of the Donghu race still did not obey the Skywolf Master's orders. The two even prepared themselves for battle, trying to muster their courage even though their opponent was far more powerful. Before the battle broke out, Venerable Green and Venerable Purple heard a voice crossing their minds. It was an order from Zhu Shanqi to release his disciple, Luo Fang. After freeing Luo Feng, the battle was called off. Meanwhile, Luo Feng, who was meditating in an ice prison cave, was slightly startled when he was suddenly teleported right behind the two leaders of the Donghu race. He also saw Sibo Hua, who looked very small when standing next to the Skywolf Master. When he looked at the Skywolf Master, Luo Feng felt as if this powerful figure was the embodiment of the laws of the universe itself. He estimated that the Skywolf Master had already reached the level of Universe Master. Arrogantly, Sibo Hua said that since the leader of his clan had arrived, the Beast God's inheritance token would return to him, and Luo Feng would have to pay for it with his life. Unexpectedly, after seeing the human in front of him, the Skywolf Master immediately knew that Luo Feng was only a world master who was hiding his true strength with heavy treasure, and disguised himself as an immortal level warrior. Luo Feng could not resist when his body was pulled by the mental power of the Skywolf Master, who had a super giant body. Even so, he still tried to defend himself using the cloud contact vine wrapped around the surrounding asteroid debris. At that moment, Luo Feng's original law power was useless in front of the Skywolf Master, rendering him helpless. The Skywolf Master realized that Luo Feng had enormous potential. That was precisely why he had to kill him, so that Luo Feng would not become a threat to the demon race in the future. The Skywolf Master immediately unleashed a blue fire circle attack to burn Luo Feng to ashes. At this point, Luo Feng was completely helpless. However, before the fire engulfed him, a golden light appeared like a river that easily extinguished the fire and removed it from around Luo Feng's body. This flow of power also put pressure back on the Skywolf Master. That power came from the Thousand Treasures River, an Arcana-level treasure belonging to his master, the Chaos City Lord. Seeing a chance to survive, Venerable Green immediately saved Luo Feng by teleporting him behind him. The Chaos City Lord arrived unexpectedly, using his combat mode clone body to save Luo Feng. Seeing a powerful figure on par with himself, the Skywolf Master was a little defiant, asking why the Chaos City Lord did not show himself directly. Fulfilling that request, when the Thousand Treasures River surged, the flow of golden power further suppressed the Skywolf Master. In addition, the treasure of the Skywolf Palace that he was so proud of was almost washed away by the effects of the Thousand Treasures River. When he finally revealed himself, the Chaos City Lord said that the Skywolf Master was too arrogant for wanting to kill the young generation of the human race without a clear reason. Luo Feng was very surprised to see his master's clone body. The Thousand Treasures River body, an arcana treasure on par with the Universe Master, turned out to be a package with a clone body that was tens of thousands of kilometers in diameter, had silvery white skin, horns on its head, and eyes like calm, vast lakes. Compared to the Skywolf Master's body, he looked like an ant in front of the Chaos City Lord. The Skywolf Master gave the reason that Luo Feng had deceived his members to obtain the Beast God's inheritance token. It was a very weak excuse when it was clear that it was not a deception because Sibo Hua had already agreed to exchange goods with Luo Feng. When the Chaos City Lord slightly moved his staff, the flow of the Golden River exerted even more pressure until the Skywolf Palace was unable to withstand it. the Chaos City Lord told the Skywolf Master to leave immediately if he wanted to survive, along with the lives of his newly freed subordinates. The Skywolf Master finally left, pretending to give face to the Chaos City Lord, but in reality, he was fleeing out of fear. After his departure, the Chaos City Lord thanked the two leaders of the Donghuastoryline race, who had cared for Luo Feng for over 2,000 years, before finally leaving with Luo Feng. Inside the primal secret region, Luo Feng, who was riding a large ring, realized that the arrogance of the Skywolf Master was only lip service. In reality, in front of his teacher, the Skywolf Master fled without resistance. However, the Skywolf Master realized Luo Feng's true strength. In the novel version, the Skywolf Master is also aware of Luo Feng's relationship with King Blade River. But let's wait and see if people will be excited about Luo Feng's identity in the next episode. If not, it means that Luo Feng's identity as King Blade River is still unknown. Okay, moving on, according to his teacher, this will be a big enough threat that they have to anticipate it from now on. In addition, there is a problem related to the Beast God Inheritance token held by Luo Feng. His teacher, the Chaos City Lord, informs him that Luo Feng's second teacher, King Zhen Yan, is also known to be practicing the path of the Beast God. In fact, many warriors practice this way, including King Seven Blade, but their training is kept secret because the way of the Beast God is a great secret of the universe. In essence, King Zhen Yan is studying the combination of the Beast God's earth and space elements. The inheritance token that Luo Feng obtained is the most suitable treasure for him. King Seven Blade himself obtained the inheritance token as a legacy from his tribe. Chaos City Lord is confident that Luo Feng will definitely be able to easily obtain a treasure that suits him in the future. Unlike King Zhen Yan, whose talent is not as great as Luo Feng's, or as lucky as King Seven Blade, who has the full support of his tribe. After understanding the gist of the conversation, Luo Feng did not think twice. He would willingly give his inheritance token to King Zhen Yan. As long as it could help his teacher, any small sacrifice was fine with Luo Feng. After all, Luo Feng had also received a lot of help from Master Zhen Yan, so this could also be an honor for him in Master Zhen Yan's eyes. Well, if Chaos City Lord knew that Luo Feng already possessed a star tower at the Xeon Arcana grade, which was above his 1,000 Treasures River, he would definitely be surprised. Unfortunately, Luo Feng was still hiding that information from Chaos City Lord. Then what happened next? Okay, thank you for watching until the end, and don't forget to support this channel with likes, subscribe, and comments. That's all from me. Bye.
同盟的家伙，就换新船长，铁等等。